Okay guys, I am back and I want to make a couple of things today. I'm using the Blue Vintage kit by Shabby Dabby Doodah, and I've got a couple of things I want to do. I want to do some book page corners. These are not flips, but I have a ton of book pages now because I just gutted 2 more of these Reader's Digests, and so I'm going to be using a lot of book pages in this journal. So what I want to do here, like I said, another basic page. I've glued 2 book pages together just for some stability, and I've cut a, looks like 5-inch square, and then I've cut it in half diagonally. And yeah, the first thing I want to do is grab my ink. I'm using Close to My Heart Desert Sand, and I just want to go around these pieces. This is a very basic corner tuck. When I started making junk journals and watching videos on YouTube, I found that some of the stuff was absolutely gorgeous, but so elaborate that I didn't want to attempt doing it. And then I kept watching, and I found that a lot of these things, you just start out with a basic shape and you just add as much as you like from there. So actually I've got a couple of, let me close my ink. I've got a couple of doilies here, and now these are what did I say these were? 7 1/4 inch doilies, and I'm just using 1/4 of one. So I'm gonna kind of put it diagonal this way on here. So I want to kind of trim off that piece so I know where not to put the glue, because that makes a huge mess. So I just want to go around the edges here. This is so thin that the glue bottle wants to stick to it. But basically, if I go around the edge here, then I should be good. Okay, so I want to do it equal space from corner to corner, just about right there in the middle. I don't want this overhanging on this side, so I'm just gonna make sure that's touching the edge. These are coffee dye doilies. I did not ink it ahead of time because I want to ink it after. I got a little bit too much glue. It happens. Just want to trim this piece off here. I'm getting already gummying up my new mat. Okay. So that looks good. I'll let that dry for a second while I do this one. And I'm going to do the same thing. I just want to kind of guesstimate where I want to cut this off, and then I'll know where to put the glue. I'm using like I said, I'm using the book pages to make ephemera, but I'm also using pieces that are from the kit. This Blue Vintage kit comes with a lot of fussy cup type things, a lot of journal cards and tickets and such. So yeah, a lot of good stuff. All right, slide that down a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly even with this one because they're not going to be on opposing pages, but you see how that's hanging over? I don't want that hanging over. I want it See if I can slide that down a little bit. There we go. Try to smooth out some of the wrinkles that I just caused. There we go. The good thing about this clear gel is that you can, if you get it where you don't want it, you can wipe it off. And I could just trim that piece right there. I'm not going to try and remove that again. But in a second I'll be able to roll off some of that glue. So what I'm going to do, stuck to me, on this one over here, I've already inked the outside. I guess I could have waited until this part. I just want to ink where I put that doily. And then what I did before was I just kind of go over the outside of the doily. It's really hard to ink the doily because it's so thin, whereas if I just kind of, and I didn't re-ink this, I'm just using the ink that was on it already, and I'm just kind of trying to pick up some of that design in that doily just for some contrast. There we go. Now let me rub off some of this glue. I got way too much glue on this one, and I don't want to use my I don't want to ink that with all that glue on there. But I'm going to trim this. Okay. So let me go around the outside here. It's mostly dry. There's usually enough in there, and I just want to go around here a little bit, picking up some of that doily design, like I said, for contrast. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Now I've got excuse me, a couple of tickets from the kit that I want to use, but I think I want to use a little bit of this lace first here. Got a little bit of lace. Actually, I think I'll just put a triangle down and hope hope that's about the right size, I think. Yeah, and I'm just centering that. This this lace is from a blouse that I probably got at Goodwill. I go to Goodwill and I look at they usually have a sale. A certain color tag will be 50% off and another one will be 75% off, and so this was probably a blouse I got for 90 cents, and it was covered in lace with like a knit undershirt, and I cut off all the lace and I get a ton of it for 90 cents. A lot of times there'll be spots on them, but I don't care if there's spots because that just adds to the vintage nature, in my opinion. So there we go. Let's see, which way does that go? This way. More butterflies. Lots of kits have butterflies. I like it. With butterflies and roses, I'm set. Okay, now I want to put, I'm going to glue this down first. I want to put some, helps if you take the lid off. I want to put some beads on these tickets, but these I'm going to wait until this is dry, until my fingers are less gluey. And the tickets, when they're dry, they're going to lay flatter. So, but I will show you what this is going to look like, because I've got a swap out. I usually try to do at least 2 books at a time. More productive. Plus, then I can try one out before I make a video, because I don't want to get on here and show you something that doesn't work. Although that is quite funny. I did, in fact, I'm going to show you here in a minute. I did something without measuring, and I thought I could just wing it, didn't measure, and it didn't turn out. So, all right, so there's my 2 pockets, and when they have the beads on them, they're going to look like this. And I think that looks really cool. I like the doily under there with the little bit of lace, the ticket, and I've added these that I got from Amazon in a big packet. I want to say it was $7, and I got like 18 packets of different colors of these, and these are really tiny. They're like 1/8 of an inch size. So, but I love this color of this vintage. It's like a light brown tan color. So that's going to be perfect for this. So okay, so those, I'm keep gabbing, those are my corner tucks. Now I saw those corner tucks actually on, I got that idea from Linda Israel. She used a fairy, I think hers are called fairy corners or something like that, but yeah, she did them very similarly. But this one is from Pink Oddbird, and it's called a Potuckelope, because it can be a pocket or a tuck or an envelope, depending on how you do it. I decided to make it into a little pocket, and this was the first one I did. I used a 7.5 by 7.5 sheet of paper, thinking it would come out about 3.5 inches. I don't know where I got that figure in my head, but it didn't. It came out too big to fit in my book. So this will go in my stash for something else. What I ended up doing was having to go, let's see, what size is this? 6.5. So I made it an inch smaller, 6.5 inch circle. And that gave me this size, which finishes to 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay. So, yeah, real fun. So, all you do is you take this, and I will link the videos down below for Linda Israel and Pink Oddbird. You fold it like this into a triangle, and then I usually try to center this on my mat. Give me a good idea where the center is. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but I like it to be close. And then I'm going to fold this down. Now I'm going to turn it, that's just one layer. Now I'm going to turn the whole thing to the left, and I'm going to take this piece from this point right here, from this corner. I'm going to fold this up, not straight, but I want this to come up this direction so that it lays across here straight this way. And that's the fold where I had folded this down. I'm using that line to line this up here. And I'm going to push that down, turn it all the way around this side, and go up the same way. I usually just kind of pinch it there so it gives me a corner mark. And then I'm going to lay this across like this. Now, she mentioned that when she was in school, they used to use these for drinking cups, as did I. This is a 4th grade memory for me. we would fold this way and this way. Oops, I didn't get that straight. And open it up like this, and we would turn an 8.5 by 8.5 square piece of paper into a drinking cup. We just thought we were so cool, being able to have our own drinking cups for the drinking fountain. And they actually, believe it or not, I mean, what paper did we use? Newsprint back in 1974? It did pretty good. We could use it probably 2 or 3 times, you know, right after the one after the other, before it would totally sog out. But you can use it this way. If this was a double-sided piece of paper, you can use this as a decorative element. What I'm going to do today is, you can see, let me just go over that really quick. All we did was fold it in a triangle. We folded this down, this up, this up. That's all I've done so far. If you fold this inside and fold this and this up, you have an envelope. You can glue this on just the way it is and have a tuck. You can also tuck inside, and you can use it for a pocket. But because I didn't make it double-sided, I'm going to put both of those on the inside and close it like that. And then I am going to glue these 2 pieces down, and that is what I'm working with today. You could just as well use this this side, which would be neat too, because I'm going to put lace across the top. You could put a decorative element down here. All kinds of fun stuff that you could do with this in just 3 or 4 simple folds. So anyway, I'm going to get the goobers off the end of my glue, and then I am just going to glue these pieces down. I'm going to put these pieces on the back of mine. You could also glue inside if you'd like. But that's it. Now, depending on how you put this on your page, like I said, you can have a tuck in the back and you'll have a pocket in the front. So that's probably what I'm going to do, so I can have a couple of different places to tuck things. But alright, so I want to put some lace across the top of this. We just got a scrap here. Oops. Ooh, that one has a yucky place. I'll let that dry and use it for something else. There we go. This one's got some red thread on it, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Get that off in a minute. It was in my snippet jar, snippet container. Okay. It's kind of woven. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I want to trim these off. Okay. Now I've got a girl from the kit. She was on a circle. The circle was too big, so I just used my 1.5-inch hole punch, or circle punch, and punched it the size I wanted it to be. So I have some eyelash trim. I'm just going to put here in the middle. It's about 3 inches. Yeah. And then I'm going to stick this on here. Oh, I forgot to ink it. Can I do that with all the glue on it? I'm gonna wait. I don't want to get glue all over my sponge. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that down like that, and I'm going to put my glue bottle on top of it just to hold it down for a minute, and I'll show you the one that I plan to do. On here, she has a bow. I don't know if you can see that. I forgot to turn on all the lights in this room, so I hope this video is not too dark. I just have my one side lamp on, but she has a bow in her hat, so I put a little tiny pearl right there, but that's how it'll look when it's finished. So anyway, that's a Potuckelope, and we've got the Potuckelope, we've got the corners. So next time we will work on a library pocket and a book page pocket, and so I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.